Hi, this is Chad again with Digital Photography. I'm going to talk about layer masks today. So layer masks are, um, we talked about a quick mask previously, and that is found underneath the foreground background colors. There's a little button here that lets you select. Um, to get into quick masks and to enter and exit. Um, This quick layer masks are a way of removing part of a picture without actually fully deleting it. It's kind of like hiding it. So let's talk about that. I have a picture of zebra finches here, and let's just make a layer mask and start painting on it. So here's my layer mask. It's at the bottom of the layer palette, and it's the icon with a rectangle with a little circle in the middle. Once I click on it, you'll see that the layer that is selected now has another, I guess, channel, which is what it actually is. It's a channel associated with it, and it's linked right now. So, and you can see on my colors changed. I'm going to go, so, and you can also see that the layer mask is selected. So let me select the picture here. You can see these are the colors that I originally had selected. When I enter into my layer mask, then you can see the switch in colors. It's only black and white available. So I'm going to use a brush, and I'm using the right bracket right next to the letter P to increase my brush size, and then the left bracket next to the letter P will decrease the brush size. Incidentally, if you right click on your image while you're in a brush, you'll get a pop-up here, and this will let you adjust your size, which you already learned a shortcut for, so it's not really helpful. This will also let you adjust the hardness of the brush. So let me show you an example of what a brush at 0 hardness looks like. I'm going to push enter on the keyboard to get rid of this menu, and when I click on this, yeah, you can, well, that was a 21 opacity. Let me move my opacity up so it's very strong. And I'll increase this a bit. So here's a 0% hardness brush at 100% opacity. Boom. Very, very fuzzy. And now we'll change this hardness up to 100% and then click on it. There's the difference. So hardness makes a very fuzzy edged brush, or a very sharp brush. Okay, Control Z to go back a couple. So back to layer masks. So what I'm going to do on this is just use a fuzzy brush and then begin painting. And you can see, if you look close at this layer mask, that I've painted in black over that area. And the result of that is it's removing this part of the image. Now, if I had something in the background, say a big color of orange, it would show that. So this reveals what is behind your picture. Now I can always go back. So if I flip-flop this and I use white, I can fill this back in because I'm removing that layer mask. So let's say I wanted to delete the birds. I have a selection right here. Or I'm sorry, a new layer just containing the birds. Okay, I'm going to control click on that. And this is another way to select, by the way. Control clicking on a little layer icon will select it. And I'm going to inverse that. Select inverse. And now when I'm in my layer mask, I'm just going to fill this with black. So I can do Alt backspace or Edit fill, but I'm going to use Alt backspace. Or Option backspace. Or delete, Option delete or Option backspace. It's much easier. So you can see that my selection, which was the whole background, is now filled with black, and we don't see it anymore. So I'm going to zoom in, and I think this was originally created with a quick selection tool, and so my selection isn't very good. So what I can do is go in now with a small black brush And in my quick mask, I can clean this up. So you see there's a little black rim on the bill of this bird, and if I come in with a very fine brush with the color of black, I'm using black to help cover up what's in the background. And now I'm going to use kind of the fuzzy edge of a brush to get rid of that part. And I can really clean up my selection very, very nicely and specifically with the layer mask. Okay, so that might help explain a little bit about what a layer mask does and can do. I mean, this is kind of a very specific task for it, but let's say I'm going to duplicate this layer, so I'm going to drag it down to this new layer icon, and I have a duplicate of it. I'll hide that, and I'm going to disable or delete my layer mask. Okay, so I'm back to my original picture here, and the cool thing about layer masks is no pixels are actually removed, they're just hidden. Let's say I have, for some reason, I want to create a big blend across this and get rid of some of my image. So I can add a layer mask here, use a brush tool, make it very large and very fuzzy, and then just paint across it. And you can see what that layer mask is doing. It covers up. So I keep repeating myself, but it's a great tool. You'll find a lot of uses for it. And hope this helps explain layer masks.